Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Actually, let me just get Instagram going and then we are good. Welcome. It is Thursday morning, December 12th, and excited to be here. And I hope those that join me are excited as well. Right now, I'm talking to absolutely no one. So that's always an exciting thing. Some people are joining us now, so that's pretty cool. So, yeah, it's Thursday, December 12th. Christmas is just around the corner, and I hope that you have wonderful holiday plans. I know I am super excited about our holiday plans. I'm going to Nicaragua on December 19th with my entire family, and we're staying at Michael Masterson's and Mark Ford's house. So, I think I mentioned that yesterday. Welcome, Lorna. And welcome, Martin. Welcome, Jason. Welcome, Hiroshi and Hikaru and everyone else that is currently joining us. A couple things I just wanted to go over today quickly, kind of help you with your day. Let's see. What did I want to talk about first? And I've got like 3 topics. I guess, first off, let me go deeper into what I was sharing yesterday about AI. And that, just to remind you about what we were talking about, that we're in this unique time period where people are figuring out new ways to benefit from this great technology that we have at our disposal. And that I use it, like I was sharing yesterday, like a thinking partner. And when I've spent some time like with Jay Abraham, I've taught him how to use it as a thinking partner, or even some of my close friends like Todd Brown and some others. However, some other friends of mine have taught me quite a bit about using AI, like Mike Filsain, who set up, like I said yesterday also, he set up his iPhone so that the action button would automatically engage ChatGPT in an audio chat. So I thought that was really, really cool. And I've been doing the same. And then also yesterday, I told you about a Steal Our Winners I did with Tony Lustig or Ladig, sorry. And I wanted to actually show that to you today. So I figured that's what we would do first. And what I was telling you about Tony's process was recognizing that you're never going to be the best prompter in the world, but that ChatGPT is the best prompter in the world at getting what you want out of ChatGPT. So hopefully that makes sense. And I want to show you the dialogue there. But I'm interested where you guys are. Like, where do people tune in to watch me? So if you don't mind and would love to just tell me the city, state, town, country, or whatever, I'd really appreciate that. And Herwin says, "Hi, Mr. Rich. Sorry, I am questioning my muscle biceps is big." Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Anyway, so let's take a look at this. So I want to show you like what I was talking about as far as getting ChatGPT to actually do the prompting and really get you some great. Hey, Chris, good to see you, man. We got to catch up after I get back from Nicaragua. Anyway, so take a look at this. Hopefully. Oh, wait. No, now I'm not seeing. Oh, did I just close ChatGPT? Let's see. Did I? Yes, I did. Like an idiot. Hold on. Okay. Let's see here. 2 tabs. What did I close? Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. So I got to open another window here. Do this. Recently closed. Digital marketing content. Let's see if I can just go straight back to what I was looking at. I did. Cool. All right. So thanks for being patient. I guarantee you it will be worth it. Hold on. I just need to now close this extension that wants to take over my screen. All right. But when I close it, yeah, not. All right. Let's just see here. Let me do present. I had it all set up. This is like what I'm learning. And I apologize. I promise you that I will get better with this stuff over time. Okay. So there you go. All righty. So hopefully you guys can see the screen. And like, I just want to impress upon you, it's not so important, the exact specifics here, although I think it's rather impressive. And I'm curious what you guys think as well. like, okay, so here you can see the prompt is create a list of 3 prompts each for ChatGPT that I can use to generate section 1, digital content, section 2, marketing strategies, section 3, SEO insights, and section 4, social media strategies. Each prompt should focus on generating content and strategies for Rich Schefren's flagship product, Steal Our Winners. Right? So that's the entire prompt. And then from there, right, ChatGPT will actually generate the prompts. Like, here are 3 tailored prompts for each section to generate content strategies for Steal Our Winners. Section 1, digital content. Generate an in-depth article that explains how online entrepreneurs can use Steal Our Winners to gain a competitive advantage by accessing the latest marketing strategies that are working today. Right? So that's the first prompt that ChatGPT is saying that I should actually use, right, for that section. And then it's giving me for section 2, prompts for section 2, prompts for section 3, SEO insights, prompts for section 4, social media strategies, right? Because that's what we asked for. We said digital content, marketing strategies, SEO insights, and social media strategies. So now, right, like, it's generated all these prompts, right? And ends by saying these prompts should help generate actionable content and strategies directly aligned with Steal Our Winners' goals and target audience, right? So now the next prompt from me, right, and this I learned from Tony Ladig, right, is expand each prompt to be more detailed, focused, and comprehensive. So now it's going to redo those prompts, but make those prompts even better. So, you know, that digital content section 1, generate an in-depth article that explains how online entrepreneurs can use Steal Our Winners, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Now it turns into generate a 2,000-word article that explains how online entrepreneurs and small business owners can use Steal Our Winners to gain a competitive advantage by accessing the latest proven marketing strategies that are working today. Highlight key features of the program, such as exclusive interviews with top marketers, monthly case studies, and actionable tactics. Include a section. Oops, I got to just move this. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah, you are. All right. Include a section on how SOW helps overcome the overwhelming information overload by curating the most effective strategies and why it's critical in today's fast-paced marketing landscape. That's an insanely good prompt. Don't you agree? And it's a prompt that I would probably never come up with like exactly on my own, right? So that's what that when I asked for better prompts, right? The expand each prompt and make to be more detailed, focused, and comprehensive, right? It then rewrites all the prompts in these much more, you know, comprehensive ways, right? Then all you have to do is tell it to execute the prompts that it created. So here, right, execute all 3 prompts in section 1 in order, right? So it's going to write that 2,000-word article, in-depth article, how online entrepreneurs can use Steal Our Winners to gain a competitive advantage, right? So now, like, there's the second prompt now that it's like a blog post that says 5 real world success stories for Steal Our Winners members, right? And so I'm curious how many of you start your process with ChatGPT when you're trying to get some output that you're asking ChatGPT to actually develop the prompt as opposed to developing the prompt yourself. I'm just curious, like, if you could comment, whether you're on Instagram, you know, Facebook, YouTube, what have you. I would, I'd love to know. And got a bunch of people like across all the platforms now. So, well, Chris, if you haven't done that, you should, because I think what you'll find is the output that you get is so far superior. And that's why I wanted to show you this, because at the end of the day, I think most people are only scratching the surface of what they could get out of ChatGPT. And I think it's very unique and very individual for each person based on what it is you do. But my point is that odds are you haven't figured out yet the best way for you to actually interact with ChatGPT to get the best output of what you want. And I put myself in that same group. I'm not like saying that I figured it out and you haven't. I'm saying that nobody has really figured out entirely the best way. And so that's why asking others how they do it, looking at like things like what I just showed you, can help make it better and make it easier and make it more of a default to actually get great output out of ChatGPT. And there are, and I hope that for each and every one of you, that what you also do is that you're playing around with other large language models as well. Because like ChatGPT is still somewhat politically correct, and you can't always get all the answers that you want because it's editing itself, right? So there are other LLMs that don't have those same precautions, right? So I'll give you an example of just how I've used it from that perspective, right? And I wish now that I'm sharing this story, I wish I could tell you the site, but I can tell you the site tomorrow. I take a bunch of peptides, and I'm always doing experiments on myself. And I wanted to have a dialogue about the peptides that other peptides I want to take, what would be the ideal dosage, when, the right amount, when that dosage should be taken, like all these kinds of things, right? But if I go into ChatGPT and I ask ChatGPT about it, it will tell me to talk to a doctor. Now, I do talk to my doctor, and we go back and forth on it, but I found other large language models that would actually work with me and not just tell me talk to a doctor, but actually rummage through the research and help me get answers. Now, I take those answers back to my doctor, but the point is that ChatGPT is editing itself, not giving you everything that you might necessarily want, and because of that, you don't often get the best of what you want. Now, another thing, and I just want to show you this, it's kind of self-aggrandizing, so I apologize for that. I'm just going to pull it up. I'm going to look at my photos real quick here. I was watching Elon Musk on Joe Rogan, and he was saying, Elon, that that his AI doesn't edit itself like his AI doesn't edit itself like ChatGPT does, right? So that you can get better answers, right? And while he was talking to Joe Rogan, he mentioned, Jamie went on and was interacting with, with Grok AI, and then Elon said, "Tell it to answer that question, but use vulgar words in the answer," right? And so I did the same. While I was watching the live stream, not the live stream, when I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast with Elon, I did the same. And I asked Grok who's Rich Schefren. It answered. And then I said, "Can you re-answer the question, but use vulgar words in your answer?" And this is what it came up with. So I'm just going to see if I can find this real quick. Take a second. Let's see. Slides and PDFs. I guess slides and PDFs. I don't know. No, that would be journaling. All right. Let's remove this. And then, all right, hold on. Sorry, guys. I promise you that I'll get better at this kind of stuff. Share screen with time. All right. What is this called? Screenshot. It's called a screenshot. Where is it? Okay. Window. Screenshot. There it is. Okay. Share. There we go. So this is what Twitter's AI had to say about me when I asked it to use vulgar words, and I think it's pretty funny. So I'll read you a little bit of it. Rich Schefren, man, he's like the godfather of digital marketing, the guru to the fucking gurus. Imagine this dude. He's been around the block helping peeps like Russell Brunson and Ryan Dice get their shit together in the online world. Here's the deal. Schefren is the mastermind behind some of the wild shit in online marketing. He's the first to do a bunch of crazy stuff, like writing a viral PDF that had everyone's panties in a twist, creating a drip learning platform, and automating webinars, which is like the holy grail for lazy marketers who still want to cash in. He's not just about throwing out tips. This guy's like, I added $15 billion to my client's revenue. Yeah, billion with a B. Anyway, it's very self-aggrandizing. It's very flattering, but it's also using more common vernacular as far as vulgarity. And so when you want to potentially have something written that might be not what ChatGPT wants to output, this is another place to go. So that kind of covers what I wanted to share with you today about ChatGPT and the power of being able to really kind of use it better than you might be possibly using it right now. Now, let me just see if I can find one other thing for you guys real quick, and then we'll call it a day. I did want to share some things about email, but I think we'll probably wait until tomorrow for that. But I did want to see if I could just show you one other thing. Let's see. What I'm looking for right now is when I use ChatGPT almost like a psychologist. All right. And this might be it. So hold on. All right. I'm trying to take a look here if this would be helpful. So I think yesterday, right, I talked about how like I loaded in hidden obstacles and then had ChatGPT kind of work with me through that report. So let me just show you that real quick. So let me share that, and then just as another way of showing you like things that you can do. You could take like a book that has been a really important book for you, or some notes that were really important notes, and you can load it into ChatGPT and then work with it in that way, which I think is insanely powerful. Yeah, so here, share. Hi, can we talk like I was a patient and you were the most insightful psychologist who's ever lived? That was how I started that, right? And it's like, of course, I'm here to listen and help you explore whatever's on your mind, what's been weighing on you lately. I wrote a report over a decade ago of mine about what it takes to be successful in business in regards to thinking. As I review it now, I feel like I have gone from being the one giving advice to needing this advice. Can I upload the report for you to review it? So there it is, right? The hidden obstacles to success, right? And then it says like, okay, I've reviewed the report. Hidden obstacles outlines many mental and behavioral challenges, right? And blah, 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 refocus on core beliefs, reassess desires, revisiting the fastest path, avoiding common pitfalls. And then I said, how about we work through all the exercises together, right? Absolutely, let's dive in. Where would you like to start? I'm like, well, let's just start with the first exercise and go in order. Okay, and so, you know, what comes to mind, right? Like, stuff I'm going to have to deal with, my own productivity and stuff like that. That's a powerful start. How are you sabotaging your business? And I'm like, let's go through it one by one, right? So do you procrastinate on business activities? I do, right? Do you have difficulty making critical decisions in your business? I don't. But you see, like when I say yes here, got it. Procrastination can often sneak up, especially with tasks that feel overwhelming or when there are competing priorities. We'll note this in an area to revisit with strategies that can help reduce this habit, right? Do you information binge, wasting hours surfing the internet? Yes. Right. So it's asking me these questions and now I'm giving it answers and it's building a profile for it to help me. That's my point. Right. So what I'm saying here is that you could take any book that's been instrumental to you and turn ChatGPT really into the deliverer of that information to you and the coach to you to incorporate best as possible what is in that book, right? Like be a coach of this book and now work with me, right? The possibilities are endless, and that is my point. And so as we wrap up today, I went a couple minutes longer than what I'm trying to stay tight to, but as we wrap today, I just really implore you to think about today, like the stuff that you're doing. How could you potentially incorporate ChatGPT just a little bit more, or Claude, or any large language model? Like, but how can you in your day-to-day today actually leverage AI a little bit better, get a little bit more comfortable in getting output from AI? And there's going to be more and more, breakthroughs that are going to occur in 2025. AI is going to be capable of doing more and more things. And so really the question is, how comfortable are you with it now? And can you get more comfortable so that as more breakthroughs happen, as more innovations happen, you're more likely to actually capitalize on them? And so let me just read some questions here. All right. Chris said, I've written journals in Evernote that they're all the way back to 2010. I took all of those, exported it into PDF, and then imported them into ChatGPT. And now I ask questions like, and ask you to analyze my questions using the data of my journal so I can ask questions. That's really cool. Did I have this? So that's really interesting. So what Chris Chico just shared on YouTube was that, he's been keeping a journal since 2010, but he's been doing it in Evernote. So it's all digital. And he loaded the entire contents, I guess, of his journal into ChatGPT, which sounds really interesting. And it's something that I'd love to do, but I've done all my journals by hand. So I'd have to OCR them first, I guess. But I'm curious, Chris, and we can always talk about this offline, or we can talk about this tomorrow, like on the show. But I'm curious as to if you've asked it to do any give you any deep psychological insight into the person who wrote all those journal entries and what their biggest challenges are, what it sees from a bird's eye view of what would be most helpful to this person, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I look forward to hearing more about that, Chris, and whatever I can share with others, you'll let me know what I can and cannot share. But that's it. Great Thursday. I woke up early. I got my 5,000 jumps in. I have, I wear the Whoop wrist thing here. I have the Aura ring here, and I was one of the original members of the Aura ring. So I've had it for about 5 or 6 years. And I was looking at, and I'll show you guys tomorrow, I was looking at some health metrics that I'm insanely proud of. That, like, when I first got the Aura ring, my resting heart rate was like, I think like in the 60s. Now my resting heart rate is about 50, almost like in the high 40s. My HRV has gone up every single year. When all of these, your resting heart rate is supposed to be going up as you age, and your HRV is supposed to be going down as you age. But every year mine is getting better and better. And I am quite excited about that. I assume that has something to do with all the biohacking and fitness stuff that I do. And Kevin just said the Sam Woods episode is best for detailed prompting. I agree. Sam is an absolute genius. Actually, I owe him a call, and I'll probably reach out to him soon and beg him to do another episode in Steal Our Winners, because he's always on like the cutting edge. That is that. And then last question, I guess I'll answer and then call it a day, is Lorna said, are you getting the same depth of insights using chat as with writing? Personally, I'm doing both, Lorna. There are times when I need to step away from all technology, use a pen and paper, and just spend time thinking, because, so much of my advice at the end of the day is filtered through my autobiography. And what I can say, right, at least for me, and everybody's going to be different, but, a lot of times I prescribe based on my own analysis of myself, right, is that I really spend almost no time thinking, like 0 time thinking, unless I'm writing in my journal. Yeah, I have thoughts, but deep thinking, like periods of time where I'm just trying to figure something out, trying to solve something, trying to get an answer. If I'm not actually sitting there with a journal and a pen and just thinking and writing, I generally am not spending any deep time thinking. So for me, writing in my journal is an absolute must, because my experience of my own life, when I have not been keeping my own journal, and I've been keeping a journal for over 30 years, is that I tend to go on autopilot. I tend to kind of just like unconsciously go with the flow, right? And 2 weeks could go by, and it's like, what have I really accomplished? I've accomplished nothing. What have I really done? Nothing, because I haven't really been giving any thought deep thought to what's important to me today. How am I going to define a win? When I put my head on the pillow tonight, what must happen in order for me to say today was a good day, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, I'm not spending any time thinking unless I'm writing in my journal. And so that is just not time I'm ever willing to trade for something else just because of how important it is for me. Now, maybe others spend time thinking in other places, doing other things, but that is the case for me. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Make today absolutely phenomenal. Use AI today. Try and just use it a little bit more than maybe what you normally do. See if it gets easier and more interesting. And with all that said, I look forward to talking to as many of you who show up tomorrow, and we'll talk about email, and if you would love me to focus on anything tomorrow, you could put it in the chat here. I will review it before end of day today and figure out what I'm going to talk about then. So until tomorrow, to higher profits and beyond, Rich Schefren over and out. And thank you, each and every one of you, for deciding to join me this morning. I super appreciate it.